Okay, I'm here.
Hello.
Morgan, yeah, you are back. Do you know if these are the correct players?
These are the correct players.
Okay, wonderful. So as soon as they're all readied up, we will be good to get started. So that name is apparently Paranoia.
Yes.
Now you see, some of the names, I'm like, well, Morgan, maybe you're just being a little greedy. Like, some of these names aren't that bad. And you just want it to be really easy, because you were talking about, like, Phil and stuff like that. And I'm like, maybe that's unreasonable, but Paranoia, I gotta say.
Yeah. This is
That's
okay.
excessive.
Well, it's a lot of effort, I think, but well done. But no, these names are acceptable.
Acceptable. You find this name to be acceptable. Okay. If it takes me some effort to read the name, even in my head, and to understand that, oh yes, those are all letters,
Well, yeah, I know
then
that's...
I'm getting a little picky about that at this point.
Paranoia is easy enough to remember and say. That's okay.
That's how it is.
But
I think you're
yes,
just being contrarian at this point, but yeah, sure, that's fine. I'm good.
I'm giving the guy the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure he's not 12.
It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort. I'll agree with that assessment of yours, that it's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Trying to look. It looks like our other groups have started, I think.
Oh, we need to... There we go.
Here we are. Alex BFR is here.
No need for me to... this chat scrolling.
I know.
Can you have
They
a
know
word?
about it.
I'm told, yeah. How many weeks have I been telling him about it?
We've had words.
It hasn't even been fixed in next version. That's disgraceful.
There's a lot to do at this point. This is all
I don't care. I demand that it's fixed.
I understand. It is frustrating.
I mean, can't you just copy and paste from the last time it was working properly? That would be...
I don't know.
That's like 30 seconds. Even I could do that.
But what else might you break in the process? That's always the question.
Hey, Mohawk's not fussy, so...
Oh boy. Well, waiting for other players. Hopefully this will pass soon.
Let's hope so. Otherwise, it'll be the old Alt F4.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and keep an eye on Discord during this. Make sure that we'll see what happens.
Oh dear, somebody else had a restart.
Oh well, it happens. Well,
It does.
I don't know what to say at this point. We're just kind of waiting.
Well, little wait.
What I will say I have begged for that's never going to happen is loading bars on this screen. That's all I've ever wanted. I really like having those.
With each individual's name and a loading bar.
Yes. So that we can kind of like see, alright, who have we connected to, who seems to be working, who's having a problem. That way we could check immediately and just be like, oh, let's talk to that person, see what their difficulty is. Oh, it looks like Alex BFR is typing something in Discord, so we might have a little more information in a moment here. At this point, it's been long enough.
Maybe he needs to change his hamster. Maybe his original hamster's got his legs tied or something.
Alright, I'm remaking it.
Okay. Ooh, random players welcome. Might have to hop in that lobby later.
Are you truly a random player?
Yup.
Oh, okay.
It says random. It doesn't how I meet the criteria. If it said noobs only, I might not go in there.
That's fair, that's fair.
So we're waiting for Paranoia.
Yep, Paranoia is who we're waiting on at this point.
Like a bad penny, up he turns. Or she.
Yep, there we go.
I could see their logo or symbol, avatar, so maybe this lobby will be more straightforward. Let's go.
I love my countdown without the scrolling chat. You can still kind of tell it's happening because the scroll bar just gets smaller.
Yeah, but you could be saying anything. You could be putting all 4s in or all 5s. We don't know.
I could be. You guys wouldn't even know. And that's the beauty of it.
That's
I'm just
it.
putting random numbers in. It doesn't even have to be numbers.
You were just mashing your keyboard, weren't you? Bash, bash.
Spell out Paranoia's name. Hello, everyone. Welcome to game number 3. Alright, April new players tournament. Morgan is still here, doing some commentary with us. I gotta say, I'm immediately noticing this aluminum and iron combo tiles on the dry ice. It's very tempting for me. It's very tempting. But oh, there's even more in the east. What is happening?
Oh, yeah, there's some nice little spots. I think probably somebody should be grabbing them pretty quickly. Water's going to be slightly awkward. Carbon, well, there's dry ice. And silicon, there could be a little battle over silicon, hopefully. No nukes, which, bit of a shame. Core samples as well, makes it a little bit easy. Well,
Not where I would have expected the first headquarters. The second one seems a lot more reasonable to me, though.
yes, I like Paranoia's spot, that's good. The scientist spot, ooh, not sold
Well, that's
on
gonna
it.
try and make it work, yeah.
Not sold on it, but like there's core samples, so you know it's going to get people out of a lot of trouble.
Well, there are, as you say, there are course samples, and important to note, I doubt this is something Bloodknight noticed, because frankly it's something almost nobody would notice, but there are some lakebed and riverbed tiles next to him. It is possible he could find some water there with core samples, or far more likely he'll probably just be looking to try and pick up teleportation and use some of the water that's near him. Because I'll be honest, I was staring at that spot thinking, man, I really wish those cliffs weren't there. So you could just drop scientist, and well, Bloodknight's going for it anyway.
Yeah, I mean you could still drop on the cliff. I mean as long as you make sure it's closed off, you won't get any pirates. Not that there are any pirates.
Yeah. No pirates, magnetic storms, which I find magnetic storms to be a lot scarier, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I really love the EMP magnetic storm combo.
Yes, it's quite nice. Good eye sniper, unfortunately. I don't really like his found at all. It's expensive steel, and he's decided not to build any aluminium and a solar panel. I mean, it's going to be so slow, so slow.
He did pick up an extra claim, which he is going to use to go ahead and get down a steel mill, which I think is actually probably a good decision at this point. Although, I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Let's just leave it at that. Expensive steel, usually you have to go ahead and make that an HQ1.
Yes, you do. Unfortunately. Silicon's been snapped up. The nice high silicon's gone to Alex, and the medium's gone to Bloodknock.
So, Paranoia off to a fantastic start, but I really don't like the fact that he has had a claim just sitting around doing nothing for
That's a
quite
mistake.
some time. That could have just dropped on water, frankly. Although it looks like it's going to be a wind turbine.
Yeah, considering the price of power, it's not too bad, but you definitely do not want to be keeping those claims hanging around. Gotta get them spent. I
He
mean,
also has an upgrade whenever he wants it, or could be using black market. it's a great start. It was a great identification of found location. It's actually a reasonable setup with the claims so that people are discouraged to attack you because you're the obvious leader. That's all really nice. But just a little bit slacking when it comes to using the claims, getting to the upgrades, getting to the black market. It's like if that were going on, Paranoia might be looking almost unstoppable at this point. But with it lagging behind, you can see Bloodknock is managing to keep up.
Yeah, Bloodknock's off to a reasonable start. They had an exchange of mutinies with Alex. Alex mutinied a steel mill, he took it straight back. He's moving into Bloodknock's going for a fourth steel mill, which I suppose not bad idea. Everything's by space, so the price of steel is probably going to remain high. And this is a wind turbine from Paranoia, but it's very weak tile. Much prefer to see that on the edge of the cliff. Be much better. You don't need to be connected for superconductor or anything like that, so
Certainly.
don't take that wind turbine. It's no good.
And also so easy to just connect it up later. You just take the wind turbines along the cliffs, and then if you were to pick up superconductor later, then you can link it up with just an additional steel mill, even an optimization center in kind of a weird spot. All of that can be fine. But I do agree, it's a little bit of a waste, and he's actually going to go ahead and cancel out of it now.
That's good. Bloodknock taking a couple of greenhouse farms, but Paranoia's already got that tile, so Bloodknock's going to have to use a core sample to try and get a adjacency, get a nice triangle of food going there, which should be very nice for him. And he's also got the possibility of getting another few core samples up next to his base, maybe get some reactors or something going there later on.
Yeah, was fortunate enough to go ahead and hit a water off of this lake bed was Bloodknock, but then he expands into some food to the west anyway, which I guess is okay. It's not something that I'm super excited about, but I don't know. It feels like Bloodknock has almost wedged himself into wanting slant drilling at this point, because it'll unlock so many water tiles next to his base and even let him have a triangle for the tiles he's already taken. It's just a little weird, but it should still work out reasonably well for him.
Yeah, but given the price of chems and the price it's going to cost to get into a patent lab, you might as well just try your luck with core samples. There we go.
There's another one.
And if those two next to this base are water as well, they could be aluminium. Hard to tell.
Well, I mean, they're going to have a chance of hitting water, but I don't think it's going to be a great chance because they're both also adjacent to aluminum. And that really messes with things quite a bit. And so it's unlikely he's going to be able to expand this water tile out into additional ones with just core samples.
Yeah, but Bloodknock really needs to get into some kind of power because at the moment I don't believe that he's got any power.
He's got a geotherm building.
Building.
It's not done yet. So, oh boy, I really don't like this. This is, I guess it is profitable in the moment, but it just feels so bad long term. You're forcing yourself to get teleportation, and oh well, we'll see what happens with it. He's still got a lead.
Yeah, it's just I suppose Paranoia's doing pretty well.
Yeah, Paranoia is doing quite well, and especially because he's gotten into some additional, like 2 farms now. Those both have fantastic adjacency bonuses, and he is robotic, so he doesn't have the whole you have to have a triangle of farms problem going on. He gets to avoid that due to his lack of life support.
Yeah, he's got the advantage there.
Cheap dynamite.
But a little bit more power. I don't know, I could even think about moving into that geothermal plant next to his base.
Yeah, I would have really been interested in that geothermal plant if I were him. Just adjacency to all the tiles next to you certainly is interesting. I'm kind of sad, honestly, consistently at this point that geothermal borehole isn't available. I'd love to see it instead of something like, I don't know, maybe water engine.
It would be a nice patent on Mars, I think.
It could be quite interesting, but sadly not available. But I'm staring at a spot like that geothermal event and going, maybe. Oh well. In any case, Bloodknock does have a patent lab up. It looks like, just now finished, not doing anything just yet. We'll see if he puts that to work soon. It's going to be teleportation right off the bat. No surprise there whatsoever.
He does need teleportation, but I mean, there's a possibility. I mean, silicon's quite cheap. Superconductor, maybe. I'd quite like to see that because he could make a decent bit of money off the power price. Power's still climbing in value. If you could get a couple of solar panels down next to his base, pay some of his debt off, and it wouldn't be too well. He's in D levels of debt now, so he definitely needs to do something.
Yeah, that is his primary problem right now. Paranoia up at HQ5. He's been doing a great job moving through upgrades, and that's fantastic. He's got Patent Lab coming down. But Bloodknock is still definitely a concern for him at this point. Teleportation is going to be done in about 5 seconds. Doesn't look like anybody's going to put a stop to that. Bloodknock can keep moving through these patents, and if he solves his debt problem, which I think he just sunk something like $50,000 into, he's still going to be in a really strong position in this game.
Yeah, but with the power price so high, I mean, he's moving to wind turbine next to his base. Where did he must have bought a claim off the market then? I'm not sure about that wind turbine. 2 solar panels, I think, would have been better.
It's a bit lonely, isn't it?
It is, just a little bit. I mean...
And on top of that, I mean, $100 carbon, $6 silicon. That's the other part of it, right?
Well, that's it. The price he paid to put it up, well... Ouch. Painful.
That is an odd geotherm to have to determine the value of. I think it was probably worth more than $6,000, though, especially, frankly, to someone like Alex BFR, who could have had a very cheap geotherm come online. Alex, it does look like, just kind of lacking in steel production. He's got 2 iron tiles that he's taken, and has been making iron this whole time. Let's see, you can see 400 iron, but only 2 steel. That's something you really got to consider when you're deciding exactly how to distribute the tiles. Not enough steel production from Alex seems to really be hurting him in this game.
Yeah, but as he's got 400 in stock, he could just rotate the 2 mines into
He could.
steel mills just for a little bit. I mean, if he finds he hasn't got enough iron, rotate them back later. Steel
That is
mills,
an option.
nice and easy to rotate. But,
No, they certainly are. Steel mills only costing iron certainly makes them a lot easier to get in and out of than a lot of your other production-based buildings.
Good Eye Snipers actually got up to HQ level 5. He's been left alone mostly down the bottom here, and he's got quite a lot of good tiles going. His solar condenser is going to make a huge packet when the sun finally comes up.
Who else is making carbon? Is kind of the interesting question there, and I don't think anyone... Oh no, Paranoia also has some solar condensers online. That's good to see. That's why I really liked Paranoia's position, to be honest, was there is dry ice there.
Yeah, the only thing you need is water. I mean, some silicon would have been nice, but as a robot you can manage without silicon. After a fashion,
You can, if you need to.
if you have to, yeah. It's not great, but there we go. I mean, I'm quite surprised that Bloodknock, now that he's got his teleportation, why doesn't he try to core sample some of the silicon? I mean, get a triangle of glass up there on his single silicon, that'd be fantastic. Be earning
Would have been interesting.
a decent amount of money, and of course it's safe then from teleportation.
Paranoia is just looking scarier and scarier by the moment. He did get a spy down on Bloodknock's Patent Lab, determined that it was undefended, got a mutiny down. That has gotten him thinking machines at this point, because I believe what he picked up with it immediately. Now he's after slant drilling. His own Patent Lab was still going for the most part. He probably wants to get both of them operating again. Something like carbon scrubbing could be good, virtual reality could be good. He's going to go for virtual reality. I just want to see you working both these patent labs and taking all the patents away from the scientist. What's he going to do then?
That'd be quite funny to see. But he's got superconductor, I mean, he's got a load of power coming in. He is in a good position. Good Eye Sniper's got a hacker array down, so we'll have to see what he can get done with that. There's certainly potential there. Some of these prices are looking quite nice. If you can find a market that not everybody's in, and hack away.
Yeah, Good Eye Sniper just kind of been sitting in this southern area of the map. Haven't really been focusing on him too much because he had such a slow start, but he really has stayed in things, and now he's going to be working away on an off-world market, which seems to have a very unfortunate hologram attached to it right now. looking at a solar panel instead of these solar condensers that it might prefer to display. I do believe Good Eye Sniper can change that at some point, but not just yet, as he needs the building to complete first, I believe.
Yeah, it's odd the way it works. It's stupid.
Start with odd and then just move straight on to stupid. Just like, no, I don't like it.
No, yeah. I've complained about it enough, I think. I mean, it's not something hard to get right, is it?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know, I wouldn't have thought so. Virus.
Fair enough.
Somebody's put a virus down on Good Eye Sniper. What was Alex BRF? Doesn't do a lot of good, to be honest, but it's going to show the goon squads. So maybe some people will be interested in that solar panel. Maybe not.
Yeah, Alex does get that network virus down. It reveals one goon squad, but to him, but Paranoia knows about all of them now, and immediately network viruses. Let's see. Yep, that was Paranoia dropping the network virus on the off-world market. He knows about it. He knows he needs to attack it, and with that, I still really like Paranoia's spot. He doesn't have an off-world market down, but he knows about his opponents and can just mercilessly attack it. And Good Eye Sniper is the only serious threat at the moment. He's got the most cash. He has the market. This gives Paranoia a nice, easy target to focus on and maybe try to pick up as a subsidiary and let him move very effectively into the late game, maybe even without having to build a market of his own, as they are very expensive, despite the fact that they are reasonably profitable. 46, 47,000 on that oxygen.
I quite like Good Eye Sniper, actually. That off-world market, I think, is going to prove the difference, because he's heavily into electronics, glass, whereas Paranoia doesn't appear to be making a huge amount of money.
And that is the difficulty. Paranoia needs to make some rotations happen that really just haven't yet. And that is, I think, the reason to be concerned about him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of power coming in. Food is okay. But when glass is, well, was 450 and silicon's 18, I mean, 4 glass kilns. He's moved to chem refineries, which... Okay, has he got carbon scrubbing? He doesn't.
Yeah, let's see, Paranoia, no carbon scrubbing just yet. He's headed for it. 43 seconds left on that one. And I honestly think, though, if Paranoia moved out of these wind turbines, got like a diamond set up there, if he was able to move away from this patent lab once he's done with carbon scrubbing, maybe getting some electronics, I think he's still really well set up here. He just needs to make sure this off-world doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah. Good Eye Sniper's got 2 of them now.
Yep.
Mutinied somebody's away.
Well, he mutinied his own back after Bloodknock got a hold of it for a while.
And he's also building one at the colony, undefended and hologrammed. Brave. Very brave.
These poor reactors that can't be transitioned because they got hit with that network virus. It's just, ugh. It's painful. It's painful.
Everybody's got a lot of cash and a lot of stock unbought. I mean, I was gonna say, I don't think Good Eye Sniper really needed to buy his own stock up. I think he should have just
he needed to kill someone.
Get aggressive, maybe against Paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because I still maintain Paranoia should have been in a very strong position here, but just not making the transitions appropriately has really cost him quite badly this game.
Oh, it's cost him massively. I mean, there's no good producing $150 foods when glass or something's at $450, electronics are at $450. It needs to be where the profit is.
Indeed you do. Well, the off-world market's about to make him quite a pile of cash, but it feels like it's just going to be... stock has gotten very complicated all of a sudden, let's just say. And it still feels like Paranoia might be in it because Bloodknock is going after Good Eye Sniper, who is going after both Bloodknock and Paranoia. Meanwhile, Alex BFR just sits at the top of the map with a couple of pleasure domes saying, you guys go ahead, fight it out. I'm just going to take a stock here, stock there. and we'll see what happens. Still has the ability to get into some off-worlds if he would like to. We'll have to see what if Alex BFR can use this fight to his own advantage.
Yeah, off-worlds I think are the place to be. I mean, $52 profit from launching O2. Plenty of O2 around for the majority of players if they're on O2. Well, actually for the two southern guys, the other guys sadly not. But there's a lot of money sloshing around. What Paranoia's going to do, I don't know. He doesn't quite seem to have a end game plan. He's got lots of cash, but doesn't seem to have any ideas.
Well, Paranoia, honestly, a lot of cash can be very useful right now. Unfortunately, Paranoia wasn't keeping up on the launches with the mutinied off-world market. He got one launch off, I believe, but hadn't set to auto-launch ahead of time, anything like that, so he only got the one launch off of it and hasn't been consistently keeping up with those. If he had been, he might be in a position where, let's say, Bloodknock and Alex BFR, they fought pretty substantially into Good Eye Sniper. Paranoia could then pick up the last 5 stock with his giant pile of cash, as long as Good Eye Sniper can't knock him out first. But that's a very real risk, a very real concern right now for Paranoia, who has finally gotten into electronics factories and glass kilns, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there. Finally.
Yeah, we can expect to see Silicon spike them because he's not bringing any silicon in.
No, not at all. And that is one of the big weaknesses of his setup right now, is just no silicon whatsoever.
Yeah, he's in the right markets, I'd suggest, but I mean, Good Eye Sniper holding a lot of resources could really do with selling some of them down, get a bit of profit, get the cash. Cash is king at the end of the game. Yeah, Paranoia, wow, 600k.
But he needs 814 right now. He really needs either Bloodknock or Alex to pick up that 5th stock, because Good Eye Sniper is very close to going ahead and knocking him out.
Yep, he's 95% of the way there.
Alright, well, let's see. Alex BFR takes away Good Eye Sniper's off-world market. That's 100%. Let's watch Good Eye Sniper, see what he's going to do about it, if anything.
Well, for a start, he needs to sell everything down. Like there we go, he's selling down now. All of it. Come on, sell it all. Wow, somebody's hacking water.
Wow, Alex BFR, by the way, has managed to accrue a stupid amount of cash. Just because he hasn't really gotten involved in the stock game, I'm pretty sure, is a big part of that. Paranoia is knocked out by Good Eye Sniper. Good on him. Alex BFR has had a lot of his tiles automatically turn off due to this fairly ridiculous water price that... Who has created this?
I believe it was Paranoia just before he died.
Just before he died. Alright, so that is actually stuck there. And Alex BFR takes down Bloodknock. This game's gotten interesting.
It certainly has. I mean, Alex has played the late game, whether he meant to or not, perfectly. He's got 2 off-world markets.
Well, but he doesn't. That's the concern. One of them is taken away from Good Eye Sniper, and that's not going to last. The other one, he's still getting online. So I still feel like Sniper is maybe in the better position, although Bloodknock, it's such a weird game. So Sniper has a little more stock in the subsidiaries than Alex BFR does. The subsidiaries are quite even at the moment. But once Paranoia has been online for a little while, it's going to finish up an off-world market. 2 off-world markets. Actually building 2 off-world markets right now.
Wow, I don't think he needed to do that, although they're reasonably cheap.
But what Alex BFR has is almost all of Good Eye Sniper's stock at this point. Good Eye Sniper was so focused on having to bring down Paranoia, and so focused on taking out Paranoia, that he wasn't thinking about, it seems, reclaiming his own stock with his purchases. And because of that, he's in a very bad position with Alex BFR holding 5 of his own stock, and he has none of Alex's yet.
Yeah, Good Eye's massively behind. I know he's got 600 in the bank, but I mean, he does, yeah. I mean, he's well north of $1 million. What was it? Need 1,200,000 probably for the
1,300,000 right now.
1,300,000 for the shift, which basically double what he's got.
Both players also have unused claims at the moment, so it would be very good to see those used at this point. I'm sure there is something profitable they can find, although Alex BFR, with these network virus glass kilns, losing quite a lot of money in those at the moment.
Oh, that silicon price is ridiculous. I mean, core samples are still 14k. If you've got a spare claim or two, why not get some silicon? That's gonna pay off.
Despite the stock advantage, Good Eye Sniper with the 2 off-worlds, with the dry ice ready to go, with the silicon over in the west, he has been far more successful at actually making money than Alex BFR, who has just, it seems, been struggling to find a market he can truly be in. And it does look like, despite that major stock disadvantage, Good Eye Sniper is pushing very, very close to going ahead and finishing off this game and taking the victory for himself.
Yeah, those subs. I mean, Paranoia especially has made a fantastic sub. 2.3k a second coming in, and like you say, Good Eye's set up quite nicely. There's Electronics losing money, unfortunately, but
Well,
never mind.
you know, what do you do? I mean, they're not actually losing that much money, and not even losing money really once Silicon is a little more sorted out, but they're really not particularly profitable tiles, I'll give you that for sure.
No, it's swapping maybe into some solar condensers, but it's too late. Good Eye takes the game. That's worked out nicely for him.
Yep, does indeed go ahead and get to the win, and with that, I'm just going to get out of here and step away from the computer for a minute so I can take care of cutting up my dinner that I need to, so that hopefully we can get into the next round fairly quickly.
Okay, I'll get a lobby ready.
Sounds good. I'll let you host this one.